against the transit. Abamoro emerges Senate Minority Leader. Federal government revokes 1,633 mining licenses. 37 die in Congo Army recruitment stampede. Samuel Post Memorial Praise Party to hold in Houston. Osimeno Oshola nominated for GS Awards. Thank you for joining us on the Global News tonight. Here is our bulletin in Amewulu attended the sitting. The lawmakers deliberated on the suspension of the strike by the Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria, PASN, and the order for the police to investigate the fire incident in the chamber on October 29th. It was unclear whether the lawmakers reopened the impeachment proceedings against government complex. However, vehicular and human movements which were restricted during the sitting by the assembly members have now been lifted at Moscow Road. Some senior police officers were cited 8 hours after the factional Speaker of the House, Edison Ehie, alleged an assassination attempt on his life on Sunday night. Meanwhile, a group of lawmakers at the Rivers State House of Assembly, led by Edison Ehie, have passed a vote of confidence in Governor Similayo Fubara. In a statement on Tuesday, the lawmakers said the resolution was passed during the day's plenary session. They said the decision was based on Fubara's developmental strides and security initiatives to keep the oil-rich state peaceful, pledging their resolve to continuously give the governor the required support to accomplish his consolidation and continuity agenda to benefit the state, while condemning the reported attack on the AHS residents and the burning of the hallowed chamber of the Rivers State House of Assembly 3 weeks ago. The lawmakers appealed to the governor to commence the rehabilitation works as soon as possible. They also stressed the need for the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetukun, and other security agencies to investigate the attacks and bring the culprit to book. The remarks follow reports that the opposing group of lawmakers led by Martin Amehule also met earlier in the day and resolved that the IGP investigate the burning of the assembly chambers and the perpetrators prosecuted. In the meantime, Federal High Court sitting in Port Harcourt has issued an order directing the two factions of the Rivers State House of Assembly to maintain status quo ante bellum and suspend further deliberations until the matter before it is dispensed with. The factional Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Edison Ehie, had in a suit approached the court presided over by Honorable Justice Foibi Ayua, praying the court to stop Right Honorable Martins Amewula and the other lawmakers from presiding over the activities of the legislative arm of the state government. The notice was filed together with the main suit by Ehie as the new Speaker of the State House of Assembly and the House of The plaintiffs in the suit are River State House of Assembly as first plaintiff and Right Honorable Ehie Ogerenye Edison, Speaker, River State House of Assembly, as second plaintiff. The defendants are the factional Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Martins Chike Amewule, Right Honorable Dumle Mao, former Deputy Speaker, River State House of Assembly, the Inspector General of Police, the Director of Department of State Services, River State, and Commissioner of Police, River State. Ruling on the motion filed in the suit, Justice Ayua ordered that none of the parties on record should do anything about the matter since all the parties are expected to respect the court. They also sought for an order restraining the former two principal officers of the House from interfering in or participating in the functions of the House of Assembly. After entering the order, the court fixed for hearing the motion on notice on November 27, 2023. You recall that following some disagreement arising from the attempt by a factional leadership of the House to impeach the state governor, Siminalayi, while the Rivers State House of Assembly has been facing some leadership crisis, leading to the removal of the former speaker and the election of Edison as a new speaker. Rivers State government has taken over the prosecution of the former chairman of Ahoda East Local Government Area, Cassidy Ikegudi, Eze Ekpeye Lobo, His Royal Majesty, Eze Ngozi Ambo, and over 50 others, a standing trial for the murder of late Divisional Police Officer of Ahoda East, SP Bako Anbashim. At the resumed hearing on Tuesday, a senior advocate of Nigeria who represented the state Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice informed the court that about the state government's interest in taking over the prosecution of the matter, which was objected to by counsel to some of the defendants following their bail application. Justice Sika Henry Aprioku, in his ruling, said the state government has the legal right to take over prosecution and therefore granted the request by the state government. He directed the prosecution counsel assistant to the governor on NYC matters, which like this Stream 1 orientation course held at the permanent orientation camp, Borough Town. He assured them of adequate security and welfare during the service year, adding that their welfare remains the top priority of the government to enable them serve the nation better. According to him, the government will continue to provide a conducive environment for them to have a rewarding service year in Bayelsa State. He directed all service security agencies in the state to provide adequate security to court members. Earlier, the state coordinator of Balifo Obiagali Charity thanked the court members and camp officials for their high level of discipline that ensured a hitch-free orientation course. A statement on Tuesday in Asaba. The said the suspect confessed to impersonating government officials of repute and influence. The federal admitted he has so far defrauded his victims of over 10 million naira. According to the PPRO, the suspects also confessed that the leader of the syndicate is Stephen Odiemero, whom he claimed to be the mastermind of the crime. He said that efforts were ongoing to arrest other fleeing members of the gang. The Commissioner of Police called on residents who have fallen victim to their fraudulent acts to visit the command headquarters of the PPRO's office. Governor Umar Eno of Akwa Ibom State presented a proposed budget outlay of 845.63 billion naira for the 2024, comprised of recurrent expenditures of 352.92 billion naira and capital expenditure of 492.72 billion naira. And has said that the total projected recurrent revenue for 2024 is estimated at 561 billion as against the approved revised provision of 540.850 billion naira, representing a 3.7% increase in revenue projection for the year 2024. He said that the 2024 budget, dubbed the Arise budget for growth and expansion, is predicated on an oil benchmark of $73.96 per barrel at a production rate of 1.78 million barrels per day, with an estimated exchange rate of 700 naira per US dollars. The total capital receipts and expenditures for the year 2024, he said, are estimated at 492.750 billion naira, as against the approved revised provision of 455.68 billion naira for 2023. He added that the total projected capital receipts shows that 208.83 billion naira will be transferred from the Consolidated Revenue Fund. He said the budget will expand and maintain infrastructure and services in healthcare delivery at primary and secondary levels and safeguard the state against any further public health emergencies. After 10 billion naira 2024 budget to the state House of Assembly for approval. Speaking at the ceremony, Saludo said the budget stark the changing gears. The transformation agenda begins was aimed at the beginning the transformation agenda and implementing a new master plan to build a livable and prosperous homeland. He said that the budget was made up of 313.9 billion naira capital expenditure representing 77% and 96.2 billion naira recurrent expenditure representing 23.42%. The governor said that the budget had a deficit of 120 billion naira expected to be funded through a facility from financial institutions. Receiving the budget, the Speaker of the House, Mr. Tomto Chukwu Udeze, appreciated the governor for the massive transformation projects in the state. Udeze assured that the budget would receive expeditious consideration. The difference between the 2023 budget, 260 billion naira, and the 2024 budget, 410 billion naira, is 150 billion naira, reflecting a 57.8% increase. Ahead of the 2024 governorship election in Edo State, leaders of the ruling All Progressive Congress from Edo Central Senatorial District have closed ranks to trim the number of aspirants to two from the over 25 currently aspiring for the top office. At the news conference Tuesday in Abuja, leader of the party in the Senatorial District, General Cecil Esekaibe, retired, said his team has also begun lobbying leaders from other parts of the state, saying it was necessary to get the buy-in of Edo South and North to support the emergence of the next governor of the state from Asian extraction. He said already the number of aspirants from the senatorial district have been trimmed down to only 6 after a thorough engagement with them. The former Nigerian military attaché to the United Kingdom added that in the coming weeks, the number of aspirants would be further reduced to only 2 ahead of the primaries of the party in the first quarter of 2024. The APC leaders in Edo Central had organized a forum where interested aspirants from the district believed to be hugely marginalized came before the party leadership in the area to give their manifestos on why they should be considered for the top job. Lagos State Fire Service has said it had begun legal actions against one Wahid Balogun for assaulting an officer of the agency who was on duty in the Ikotun area of Lagos State. Deputy Director of Public Affairs at Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, Olalade Agbola disclosed this in a statement on Tuesday. Agbola stated that the suspect was arraigned before Magistrate A.A. Adesanya of Special Offences Mobile Court sitting in the Oshodi area of the state. She stated further that upon arraignment, Magistrate Adesanya granted the defendant bail to the tune of 200,000 naira with 2 shorties in like sum. The case was adjourned till December 19 for further hearing. The Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service restated the decision to prosecute the accused, said that an autopsy has been concluded and the authorities were awaiting results. In October, Mohbad's mother was linked to a number of main suspects, including the then Commissioner of Police, Idowu Owahunwa, who said Mohbad had experienced vomiting and goosebumps following 3 injections from nurse of Feyishayo Ogedembe on September 12, 2023. Record that following the release of footage online showing the late singer being assaulted, the duo of Sam Larry and Naira Mali were taken into custody as part of an inquiry into Mohbad's death. In response to a question regarding the release of Mohbad's autopsy, Ondei said the report had not yet been officially received by the command. Court of Appeal in Abuja has dismissed the appeal by the governorship candidate of the Social Democratic Party, Umar Ado, against the election victory of Adamawa State Governor Amadu Umar Fintri of the People's Democratic Party. Displeased with the election outcome, Ado approached the tribunal seeking nullification of Fintri. Honorable Moses Thomas Sule and his deputy, Honorable Baton, have resigned their positions. The member representing Panchin North, Gabriel Dawang, was subsequently elected as the new Speaker of the Assembly. Honorable Timothy Dantonga, representing the Riom constituency, emerged the new Deputy Speaker of the Assembly. Although the details of the resignations are still sketchy as at press time, the development may not be unconnected to the political instability in the state. Nigeria Customs Service says improving operational strategy management is a priority for long-term success. The Nigerian Customs Service Comptroller Katsina Area Commander Mohammed Omar states this on Tuesday during a one-day seminar in Katsina State. The Nigerian Customs Service conducted the event in partnership with the Institute of Strategic Management Nigeria. The comptroller noted that any organization's ability to function successfully and sustainably hinges on strategic management. He defined the strategic management as purposefully charting an organization's path and definition, defining its vision, mission, and core values. Omar pointed out that the Nigerian Customs Service operated in a constantly changing international commerce environment, and that their strategy planning needed to be flexible and adaptable to such changes. Speaking through the Registrar Obitunde Obiabi, the ISMN President Alex Ndudi stated that the importance of strategic management has never been greater in the current dynamic and fast-paced global environment. He expressed hopes that the information shared at the seminar will not only motivate the participants, but also provide them with the means to improve their strategic thinking. You're watching the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. We will be back after this break.